Good day, everyone. I trust you're all doing well, and it's a beautiful day on the outside, so I hope that you're getting some sunshine today and you're getting time to relax. We miss you, and we love you all, and we're praying for you daily, and we're looking forward to the day when we will get back together again. And so today I want to talk about choices. Which one will you make? And for us as ladies especially, when we wake in the morning, it seems like the big thing on our minds is, what are we going to wear today? And you know, if I was going to put this shirt on today, a very dressy shirt, sparkly shirt, and then go down and begin baking and cleaning, I don't think that would be such a great choice. Do you? Or if I decided today, it's so warm out, and I decided to put on this warm sweater, I think I would be quite uncomfortable. It would be a lot better if I choose to pick a pair of shorts and a t-shirt for the weather that's on the outside today. So choices. We make choices every day of our life, don't we? And hopefully mostly good. Sometimes I'm sure we make bad decisions, wrong decisions. But you know, our choices that we make in life, a lot of people depend on us. And so, you know, our kids depend upon us to make the right choices, our spouse, even our co-workers or our church family. We need to be making the right choices. And I'm sure most of us want to do that. But sometimes it becomes difficult. And so today I want to talk to you about a life-altering choice. The choice to forgive or not to forgive other people for the negative effects of their actions on our lives. For those of us who consider the Bible our go source on moral and ethical matters, I'm sure sometimes on matters like this, we wish there was not a verse in the Bible teaching us about forgiving others. I can't think of a more difficult command given in scriptures. It goes against our natural instinct to protect and to defend ourselves. Every pore of our body screams, no, I won't do it, I won't forgive. But then we hear the words of Jesus from Matthew 6 and 15. He said, if you do not forgive, you are not forgiven. And recently I actually watched a movie called The Hiding Place, and I certainly recommend it to anyone that haven't watched it. A story about the late Corrie ten Boom and her family who went through a terrible time. This Dutch woman and her family were sent to a concentration camp for hiding Jews in their home during World War II. Many years later, Corrie, a devout Christian, was speaking at a conference, and here is some of what she said, and I'm just going to read it to you this afternoon. She said, my name is Corrie ten Boom, and I am a murderer. There was total silence. You see, when I was in prison camp, I saw the same guard day in and day out, and he was the one who mocked and sneered at us when we were stripped naked and taken into the showers. He spat on us in contempt, and I hated him. I hated him with every fiber of my being. And Jesus says, when you hate someone, you are guilty of murder. She said, when we were freed, I left Germany, vowing never to return. But I was invited back there to speak at an event. I didn't want to go, but I felt the Lord nudging me to. So very reluctantly, I went. My first talk was on forgiveness. Suddenly, as I was speaking, I saw, to my horror, that same prison guard sitting in the audience. There was no way that he would have recognized me, but I could never forget his face, never. It was clear to me, from the radiant look on his face while I spoke, that he had been converted since I saw him last. After I finished speaking, he came up and said with a beaming smile, "Ah, dear Sister Corey, isn't it wonderful how God forgives?" And he extended his hand for me to shake. All I felt as I looked at him was hate. And I said to the Lord silently, "There is nothing in me that could ever love that man. I hate him for what he did to me and to my family. But you tell us that we are to love our enemies. And that's impossible for me. But nothing is impossible for you. So if you expect me to love this man, it's going to have to come from you, because all I feel is hate." That very moment, she felt nudged to do only one thing: to put out her hand. That's what she felt the Lord saying to her. "Put out your hand, Corey." And then she said, "It took all of the years that I had quietly obeyed God in obscurity to do the hardest thing I have ever done in my life. I put out my hand." Then she said, "Something remarkable happened. It was only after my simple act of obedience that I felt something almost like warm oil was being poured over me. And with it came the unmistakable message, 'Well done, Corey.' That's how my children behave." And the hate in my heart was absorbed and gone. And so one murderer embraced another murderer, but in the love of Christ. It's a powerful story. As you listen to me, are you reminded of someone who you have not truly forgiven? Have you been hurt deeply by someone and you feel that there is no way in this world that I will ever forgive them? I understand your feelings, and I have been there a number of times in my life when I didn't want to forgive. But let me tell you from experience that once I forgave that person, it seemed like all the hurt disappeared. And I also realized something else, that I was only hurting myself by not forgiving. So what about you? Who do you need to extend forgiveness to today? I'll give you a hint. You know, we need to forgive in areas where we resist forgiveness the most. It's time, my friend. Time to let go. It's time to let the grace and the love of God work in you and through you. Perhaps you need to forgive someone in your family or even in your church family. Perhaps it's someone you work with. Maybe you need to forgive yourself. It's time to make that decision to let go. It's time to extend forgiveness. Someone once said, "It's not easy to forgive. It's not a natural thing to forgive. But when we forgive, we find that a prisoner has been set free, and that prisoner is you." I pray today that you've been challenged, but I also pray that you would just take time to reflect. Maybe there's someone you need to ask for forgiveness. I pray that you would do it today. We love you. We are thinking about you. And we pray God's blessing upon you.